I've just gotten out of seeing The Little Mermaid, which is the latest Disney live-action remake, and who knew that it would take Disney to cast Melissa McCarthy for me to actually be won over by this actress, because for the longest time I've said that I don't like Melissa McCarthy. Well, Disney, bravo. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel, whether you're new or returning. Thank you so much for checking out the spoiler-free review of The Little Mermaid. Directed by Rob Marshall and starring Halle Bailey, Melissa McCarthy, Jonah Hauer-King, Jacob Tremblay, David Diggs, Javier Bardem, The Little Mermaid focuses us on Ariel, who is longing to find out more about the world beyond the sea. She visits the surface and falls for the dashing Prince Eric. However, following her heart, she makes an deal with the evil sea witch Ursula to experience life on the land. I'm not gonna lie, it's only been maybe 2 days ago maximum that I actually watched the original The Little Mermaid for the first time ever, and I actually found myself really enjoying that original animated classic. Well, classic to a lot of people. I thought the movie was good. I enjoyed it, so I was intrigued. Okay, well, how are they gonna do certain things in live action? And after just checking out the movie, what I can ultimately say is that I enjoyed this movie. I thought there was parts here that I thought were done really well, but there is some negatives which I think makes this not as good as the original, but also some things I think that they misfired on big time here. So let's get into some of them positives straight away. So Halle Bailey, I think she does a great job as Ariel. I think her voice, firstly, is just terrific. She just gives a good performance overall, and I think that she was a great casting choice. I think she does really well for what she's given, especially as the story mainly focuses beat by beat, which we'll get into. Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, she does a really good job here. Yeah, I haven't been a fan of her for the biggest time ever. I've never been a fan of her. So seeing her in this movie, I was like, oh, she's going to be the one element I dislike about the movie. But actually, she's one of the elements I like about the movie. Yeah, I thought she did a great job as Ursula, and she just really embodied that character from the original animation. And I think that she brought it to live action really, really well. The soundtrack overall, for most part, I think is also done really good, and there is some visuals and cinematography shots here that I think look really nice. Cinematography is definitely done really nice here. Everyone gives a good performance of like our human characters, and I think the voice work in our creature design characters, I think for most part are done good, especially David Diggs, who voices Sebastian. I'm gonna go into my negatives here. The creature design. Sebastian isn't too bad. Scuttle is also not too badly designed, but the design of Flounder is absolutely awful. And I feel sorry for Jacob Tremblay. They got such a great actor to voice Flounder. When I heard that casting of Jacob Tremblay, I was excited, but the design's terrible. Awkwafina as Scuttle, oh man, her comedy sucks big time. I really don't see the appeal of this actress. She is yet to win me over. And I think what one biggest part of that is, which I don't fully blame Awkwafina for, which is my biggest negative here, is the deviations from the original story. Now, the original story is around 83 minutes long, the original animation movie. This is like 2 hours and 15 minutes, so I was incredibly excited to maybe expand in some more backstories, some more kind of character development, which is some of my negatives that I had with the original animation movie. You pretty much don't get much character development or backstory, so I was like, wow, okay, they've got a great opportunity to really play into that here. And the deviations, except for one scene when Ariel and Eric are having this kind of like day together, like through like the horse and cart, which is kind of done here but slightly different. That was probably the best element of the movie with the deviations. But then there's some that are done here, and the biggest one is a spoiler if you've never seen the original animated movie, but there's obviously a part where the whole point of Ariel becoming a human is she loses her, abilities of being a mermaid. She can't talk whatsoever. The deal is she loses her voice. There's musical numbers with her voice in them. Of like, maybe how she's feeling at the time, but it's sang in a musical number. And I'm like, She's lost her voice. How can she be singing that in her head, and how can we hear this when she doesn't have a voice right now? Ursula's got her. That was whole part of the deal. The deviation, for me, that took me out of the movie. And I was just like, the whole thing is, you're supposed to be rooting for Ariel. You're supposed to really get on her side and be like, oh, I really hope that she kisses Eric, and I really hope that this is going to have a great ending. But then when they make her talk, man, that took me out of this movie. The deviations here, guys, for most part, aren't great whatsoever. They could have used that extra time to develop Ursula even more. Give her more time. There's scenes here where they could have thrown her in an extra couple of minutes, and I think that would have made this movie so much more better. Or even the backstory about Ariel's mom, which I have heard is kind of explored in Little Mermaid 3, the original animation movie, but they could have had that in here. And ultimately this left me frustrated, because I just think the deviations too much spoiled the movie. I really, really do. Yes, they make some changes from the original animation, and they had to, in terms of like the overall ending. I didn't mind that as such, but the rest of it really let this movie down for me. The animation, the original one, far superior in my personal opinion. So my overall score for The Little Mermaid live action is... Have you seen the live action The Little Mermaid? Are you going to go check it out? Leave any and all comments down below. If you've enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button down below so I can see you again on a future video. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later. To see more content like this, join me over on my Patreon today. The link is down below in the description box. You get access to early videos, my release schedules, you request movies for me to check out, you get to name characters in my books, and so much more. Whilst you're also clicking that link down below, if you want to grab some t-shirts as well, or some merch, go explore the shop. And I want to give a big thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help support the channel, who also have YouTube channels. Go over and subscribe to them.